Very good morning, students. I'm your SAG sir. Here I am with the 7th volume of the chapter Internal Reconstruction. We'll consider question number 16. A state of affairs of MT Limited on 31/3/20. The balance sheet was as follows. Given on liability side, you can find there are two preference shares. One is 10 rupees each paid, another is 5 rupees paid up. This is fully paid, this partly paid, 5 rupees paid up. And equity shares are there. Apart from that, two types of debentures are there with different rates you can find. Creditas are there, and there is a debenture interest due. So definitely there will be a entry for this. Should be careful. Goodwill, profit and loss account. These two should be compulsorily erased, written off. Then other things we shall see in the adjustments. The following cap reduction was approved by the court. 7% preference shares of rupees 10 each, fully paid, were to be reduced to 6% preference shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 6 per share, paid up. So 10 rupees each share is being now reduced to 4 rupees per share. So, 6 rupees per share, so 4 rupees is foregone thereby. That will be transferred to capital reduction account. Equity shares of rupees 10 each were to be reduced to shares of rupees 5 each. So 5 rupees is foregone thereby. That will be transferred to capital reduction account. 5% preference shares of rupees 10 each were to be reduced to 4.5% preference shares of rupees 10 each, but 3 rupees paid up. Be careful. This is what I said here. There are 5%. It is being now reduced to 4.5%. Earlier, 7% preference shares were there. Now that they are being reduced to 6% preference shares. Now, this 4.5% preference shares which are being reduced, earlier they were 5 rupees paid up. Now it is being reduced to 3 rupees paid up. So, thereby, what is the amount foregone? 2 rupees per share is foregone. Wherein here, this 10 rupees reduced to 6 rupees. So, 4 rupees is foregone thereby. Next. The debenture holders agreed to forego interest due to them. This is what I said. This whatever the debenture interest is there, this is foregone by them. So you need to pass a separate entry for this. Debenture interest account debit or outstanding debenture interest account debit to cap reduction account. The company in the meantime recovered as damages a sum of rupees 74,000 from a third party, and it was decided to use this amount also to write off the capital losses. Idu income. All of a sudden income is there. So 74,000 is being received for damages. Now this should also be used for writing off the capital losses. So idana capital reduction account credit markabekagade because there is an increase in the value of an asset. So how you can consider this? Now, bank account, debit, give a credit to capital reduction account. If there is any increase in the value of the asset. Okay. Then the reconstruction expenses came to 7,250. For this, a separate entry should be there for incurring the reconstruction expenses. Again, this also should be written off against the capital reduction account. So, two entries will come for this. Be careful. Now, we shall see how to pass the journal entries. So take the columns for a journal entries. You can see point by point about the preference shares being reduced. 7% preference shares of rupees 10 each, fully paid, were to be reduced to 6% preference shares of rupees 10 each, 6 per share paid up. So take up this 7% preference shares, 1,50,000 is there, so that you can take in the debit column. Give a credit to again 6% preference shares. So the new preference shares, it is being reduced to 6 rupees each. So that gives you 90,000. Still the balance transferred to capital reduction account. That you have understood. Equity shares of rupees 10 each were to be reduced to shares of rupees 5 each. So that you can take equity share capital, the old one, give a credit to, again new equity share capital, that is 20,000 shares into 5 each only. So that gives you 1 lakh, and the balance amount is being transferred to capital reduction account. That also comes to 1 lakh. Okay. And the next, coming to this entry there, third entry. 5% preference shares of rupees 10 each were to be reduced to 4.5%. So take up the old preference, you can take a 5% preference share capital. So that is given here as 65,000. Give a credit to 4.5% preference share capital. That is a new 13,000 shares into 3 rupees each. It is being reduced to 3 rupees each. So that gives you 39,000, and still the balance will be transferred to capital reduction account. So 13,000 into 2 rupees, that is amount foregone, otherwise that gives you 26,000. Next, coming to the fourth entry for cancellation of the debentures. So outstanding debentures or debenture interest account debit to capital reduction account. So this is what I said, whatever the amount of debenture interest being cancelled. So for that is the next entry, 19,500. And coming to this, here I said for recovering the damages and crediting the same to the capital reduction account. So bank account debit to capital reduction account. So that is a special item here in this column. Then there is a incurring of a expenditure. What is the amount of 7,250? So take that. Reconstruction expenses account debit to bank account. So that is 7,250. Again, this should be erased against the capital reduction account. So these are the special entries in this problem. Then you can go for a capital reduction account. So in the capital reduction account, you can add up all these amounts, whatever is being credited. Here 60,000 is credited. Here 1 lakh is credited. Here 26,000 is credited, 19,500 is credited, 74,000 is credited. So all these amounts you have to add up. So that total gives you 2,79,500. Again give a credit to the profit and loss account, goodwill account, and reconstruction expenses account. This is what I said. Once it is being debited, same is being credited to the capital reduction account, it is being written off completely. So those amounts, 1,75,500, 80,000 and 7,250. Still the difference transferred to capital reduction account. And capital reserve account. So capital reserve account is 16,750 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜರ್ನಲ್ ಎಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Pause down and you can write down. Well, you can take the balance sheet next, the format. You can try completing. So next, after completing the format, I told you here under cash and cash equivalents, always there will be some adjustment. So better to give one line space there. Then you can take up. wherever cash transactions come, automatically there will be a calculations for it. So better to give a space there. Then you can consider this share capital as note number 1. Here capital reserve is there as we have got the difference, and debentures is there. There is amount of long-term borrowings. Then you can take note number 2 as the fixed assets and go for that. The notes, note number 1, it's a share capital. Equity share capital, you can find only the new capital here. The amount of new equity share capital 1 lakh. ಇನ್ನು ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ನ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು 1 lakh ಆಯ್ತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ, 6% ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ 60,000 ಇದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ 4.5% ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ 39,000 ಇದೆ. ಇವೆರಡನ್ನ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಂಗ್ ಡನ್ ಹಿಯರ್. So 90,000 separately, 39,000 separate. So totally 2,29,000 is the worth of share capital. Then you can go for the fixed assets. Under fixed assets, you have these 3: land and buildings, machinery and furniture. No change in that. So the same amounts are taken. Intangible assets ಅಲ್ಲಿ patents ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So totally 5,69,000 to 7. So you can pause down and write on the note part. So next you can fill up the same amounts there. 2,29,000 and the reserves, capital reserve. This is what we have got the amount difference here, 16,750. The same amount you can take here, 16,750. And coming to the debentures, you can take 4,50,000. Again, don't keep asking from where you got these two amounts. So there, two amounts are there. That is 5% debentures and 8% debentures. No change in that debentures. Only what is cancelled, debenture interest is cancelled, so that will not come. Leaving that, these two amounts will be there. So 4,50,000. That is amount. So next you can go for the trade payables, 4,50,000. No other amounts in the under liabilities. Then you go for a fixed assets as per note number 2. That's amount being got. Non-current investments. So investments you can find here. 75,000 is there. That is what is being written there. Then you can go for the trade receivables, 4,15,000. And the cash you can take 2,000. That's opening balance plus 18,000 plus 74,000 minus 7,250. What is this 18,000? So you can see this is the cash balance. Cash in hand is 2,000. Bank balance 18,000. So those two are taken here. Along with that, 74,000 is the worth of damages recovered. In that, 7,250 is the reconstruction expenses. So minus that balance, you are getting 86,750 and no other amounts. So take the totals. It's 11,45,750. 11,45,750 is the total amount. You can copy down that. So consider question number 17. This will be a homework problem. Liability side, equity shares are there, preference shares are there, and mortgage debentures are also there. Here you can find there are 100 rupees paid up. Goodwill and profit and loss account. Iveradana compulsory write off madi. The last entry you have to take this as a debit, goodwill and profit and loss account. Give a credit to and debit capital reduction account and give a credit to goodwill account and profit and loss account there in the last entry. Preference shares are to be reduced to 50 each. So 50 is foregone and 50 rupees is being reduced to. Ega, when you pass this entry, so preference share capital account debit, give a credit to new preference share capital account, 2000 shares into 50, so 1 lakh barutte, innu 1 lakh na capital reduction account ke transfer ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ equity shares are reduced to 25 each, so 75 is foregone there. Okay, 100 rupees is each is there, so in that 25 antare, in the remaining 75 foregone. So there also old equity share capital 4 lakh debit column alli give a credit to equity share capital account new 25 into 4000 gives you 1 lakh, so remaining 3 lakhs is foregone. 8% debenture holders to take over stock and debtors in full settlement of their amount. See what is amount due to the debentures? 1 lakh. Now ಇದನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, 8% mortgage debentures account debit, give a credit to, ಇದನ್ನ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ and give a credit to ಯಾವ್ದು ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ 50,000 ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡೆಟಾರ್ಸ್ 20,000, ಸೊ 50 plus 20 ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ 70,000. ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್, what is the remaining amount? Remaining amount is 30,000, that is a loss, and that 30,000 will be transferred to capital reduction account. Next, cost of reconstruction was 15,000. In the previous problem we have seen how to treat this. ಎರಡು entry ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ, ಒಂದು for actual incurring, so ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, so ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, so ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಡೆಬಿಟ್ give a credit to, reconstruction expenses account debit, give a credit to cash account anta, that is one entry. Then you transfer that reconstruction expenses to the capital reduction account, so capital reduction account debit alli give a credit to reconstruction. Last entry alli reconstruction expenses na credit ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, just in the previous problem how we have done, same way, two places it comes there. Then plant value is reduced to 50% of its present value. ಇಲ್ಲಿ plant value ಏನಿದೆ 3 lakhs ಅಲ್ಲಿ, it is being reduced to 1,50,000. So foregone, written off is 1,50,000. That also will be taken in the capital reduction account on credit side. So in the capital reduction account credit side, to be taken as credited, how many? 3 items will come. Which and all the 3 items now? Goodwill 1, profit and loss account 1. Along with that you have to take even the plant. Plant ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1,50,000 reduce ಮಾಡಿ. ಈಗ ಮೂರು ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಆನ್ಸರ್, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ 5,000 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ 3,55,000, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ, so even 18th question will be your homework problem. Again, preference shares are there, 100 rupees each, but equity shares 10 rupees each paid up. 10% debentures are there. Outstanding interest on debentures, so debentures might be cancelled here. Let me see here. Yeah, it is being foregone. So 16th problem in madvi outstanding debenture interest account debit, give a credit to capital reduction account. That is the entry to be taken. And on asset side, profit and loss account compulsory write off and goodwill compulsory write off. This is the last entry. 12% preference shares are to be converted to same number of 15% preference shares of rupees 75 each. So 25 foregone there. 100 rupees irodana 75 convert ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So 25 rupees foregone, that will be credited to capital reduction account. Equity shares to be reduced to rupees 5 each. So 10 rupees share value reduced to 5. Remaining 5 rupees foregone. That will be taken to the capital reduction account. Debenture holders agree to forego their outstanding interest in return for increase in the rate of interest to 15%. ಇದು ಎರಡು ಎಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ? ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ foregoing the interest, one entry. Then for conversion of the old debentures to new debentures. Old debentures rate is 10%. Now they are being converted into 15% debentures. So simple that 10% debentures account debit, give a credit to 15% debentures account. ಇಷ್ಟನೇ ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು 10% debentures account debit, give a credit to 15% debentures. Amount is the same 8 lakhs, 8 lakhs. No amount will be transferred to capital reduction account thereby, but only change in the rate of interest is there. Creditors agreed to forego 25% of their claim. Illi creditors ಏನಿದೆ sundry creditors ಈಗ 3 lakhs ಅಲ್ಲಿ 25% they are foregoing. So what you have to do there when you are writing an entry, creditors account debit to capital reduction account. Creditors account debit to capital reduction account. How much you take? 3 lakhs into 25%. So that gives you 75,000. Then adu credit ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Land and buildings is valued at 15 lakhs. At 15 lakhs ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ this amount to be taken in the balance sheet. See new balance sheet ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Old balance sheet ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅದು 10 lakhs ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಸಾರಿ old balance sheet 12 lakhs ಇದೆ land and buildings. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ 15 lakhs. So there is appreciation. Appreciation is to 3 lakhs. ಆ 3 lakhs ಗೆ separate entry ನೀವು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Land and buildings account debit, give a credit to capital reduction account. Land and buildings account debit, give a credit to capital reduction account. Either bring down the value of the plant and machinery by 40%. By 40% antane, not 2. Idu by antandaga astu write off ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. So what you do is this plant and machinery 10 lakhs into 40% over here. 10 lakhs into 40%. So 4 lakhs is written off anta. In the remaining 6 lakhs will appear in the balance sheet. Alright, 40% is to be written off. Be careful. ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಇವೆರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಒಂದೇ ಎಂಟ್ರಿನೇ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಸಿ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಎಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪಾಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ. ಇದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 4 ಎಂಟ್ರೀಸ್. ಇದು 5 ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ನಂಬರ್ 5. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ನಂಬರ್ 6 and for all this last entry number 7. Totally 7 entries you will be getting. So 7 entries you can find. In the last entry there is a difference. Cap reserve 1,05,000 difference ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ balance sheet you will be getting 26,90,000. So you have to do by yourself. Okay, right. Next we shall see in the next class. Thank you.